Hi, you don't really know me from besides my musical videos because those are really fun to make. But I just decided that given this is not my birth language, my native language, I just really wanted to make videos like this anyway because I think it's really fun. And I don't know, I just decided to share. So, my name is Carolina, and I'd like to really talk about empowerment today and spirituality kind of together because I really think one is deeply tied to the other. Because when you think about it, spirituality is really nothing more than diving deep into the things we cannot see, which often includes our own psychology, and the things we cannot explain that exist outside of us. So then, this whole hierarchy that we have with power around us and the forces in the world, and also ourselves, because sometimes we forget that we actually do have a lot of impact on things that happen. Sometimes it's in the smallest of things, like the way we act in a given situation, which is what brings me to empowerment. Because sometimes it's just the way we let some behaviors around us happen uh, without saying anything, without putting a stop to it, without putting our own boundaries, and remembering to fill our own cups, for example. It can be something so simple like having a small ritual, like on a Sunday morning, you just decide that you want to put on a CD because that's really uncommon these days, I think, because we have so many apps, and I mean even here on YouTube, that you can just put on any kind of music at any point. And I just think it's really great when you get to turn off a little bit, like from social media, from just the world in general, and just really look inside yourself and remember that power that you have, and then just really share it outside. Well, to share, you need to do it outside. But yeah, that's it. But I would actually add still that it's like a form of death and life all at once. Because every time that you empower yourself, it's like an old version of you dies. It's just death. You can see this in psychology, sorry, astrology, but yes, also psychology, but I meant to say astrology. For example, with Pluto, I don't know where you have it. I don't know if you have any Scorpio planets, for example, but in this all ties with spirituality. But personally, I have Pluto in the first house, so I'm very acquainted with this. And to me, it's just, yes, death. Like, also 13 on my birthday, that's like the arcana card of death. Um, I just cannot not talk about this in this way because I think you really let go of versions of yourself that you thought you were always going to have, and then when you don't, it can be scary but also very liberating when you do that. You remember that you actually can take steps. Sometimes we say, oh no, I can't do that because otherwise this and this and this and will happen. And I'm like, well, we're gonna die anyway. Of course, we don't want to, but isn't it better than to live in the hiding? I just really feel like it, and I just really wanted to share that because I want to start sharing more, because I want to create my own business around empowerment, because I'm also a writer. I actually write on Medium in English. I also have a few works on Wattpad, But today actually came because of the coaching, not the writing. Even though they're deeply intertwined, I just think the world needs more words of encouragement than the way we've been bringing ourselves and each other down for so long with judgment. I mean, judgment is supposed to be helpful because we can always improve, but if we have no compassion, it literally has no point because it's just, I mean, one day we were a baby, we might never even have existed, and then suddenly we're like, everything is hard and just painful. And I'm not saying you can take those things away, I'm just saying, can we give them different meanings? Can we, for example, when death happens, instead of, we can feel revolted. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying recently I just felt like I had to look at it in a way that completely rewrote the way I saw life. Because if we don't rewrite our narratives, then we're basically victims for the rest of our lives. We could even have 40 more years and we wouldn't really enjoy them because we're so stuck in the way that things should be, how we need to be perceived, if we're doing things right or not. I mean, were you born with a manual? Like, are you supposed to know everything? Why are we so afraid to show ourselves, to speak our truths the way we know them, and be like, oh, okay, like maybe I'm wrong about that, or maybe it's just my opinion and it's fine. And I'm not even angry. I think I sound angry, but I'm like, I just think there's so much that we can do in this world that sometimes we're stopping ourselves because of limitations from who knows. Just, I don't know, I think we all need to be more empowered by ourselves, by others. I think we can be cheerleaders for the world because God knows we already have a lot of wars and just terrible things that we cannot control. But if they control us, what is the point even, right?